3/4 of a cup of unsalted butter or margarine, softened, and 1 cup of sugar. Then you need 2 eggs, slightly beaten, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Don't do anything with it yet, because this is just, I'm just saying the ingredients.
At some things and not at others, but I want to acquire because I know it's hard. I know it's really hard. It's
appreciate that on this podcast we do ask about the drink pretty late in the day.
Yeah.
You know, you've had your
Are you going to double park them? Are you going to go sip of the wine, sip of the Coke, or are you going Coke to start?
Coke to start.
Restaurant, let's call it Loon Lodge.
Loon Lodge. Dan, I think this is the first time
Goodman's place, not John Goodman the actor, but the entrepreneur John Goodman, Johnny Goldman. I mean, so, you know, that connection with fine chefs and purveyors of great food over the years has served me well, and I have thrown many a party. So the scene would be, we're talking probably serving about 20 good friends, and I would be sending the 1932 V12 Pierce Arrow 1604 limousine to pick them up. They would pull up to the cabin. They would be greeted with my bar staff serving a bar car martini. That's the Crystal Head, 2.5 ounces of it, shaken with ice chips in a tub.
And Harry's taking me.
Okay.
Always go to show.
But you never know what you got to go.
Do you want to listen to another podcast?
Oh,
That put up a parking lot, that put up a parking lot.
Then you need 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. If you know what that is, that's good. You need 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of salt. And the good thing is you can buy measuring devices if you don't if you can't find those quantities pre-prepared in the store, like if you, I know what. So preparation, it says. So this now is the time you can get into action here.
Favourite comics ever, and it was a very big deal to me. She was doing a show that was like an hour and a half long.
So you put 3 cups of butter. No, you put the 3/4 of a cup of butter or margarine. That's a stick and a half into your mixing bowl. Then you measure 1 cup of sugar. You pour sugar over the butter with a fork. Squash butter and sugar together until they are blended.
Like, I can't it do it at all. I can't, like you.
Stacy's mom has got it.
All right.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
I'm
kidding.
sorry.
I'm just kidding.
The engine it's all made of wood.
No, it wouldn't go.
Okay, that got me.
So then you crack the shells of 2 eggs and pour the eggs over a mixture in the bowl. And the thing is, you gotta know how to crack the eggs right. Otherwise, you will get eggshells in your cookies. If you don't get it right.
Stepping away from my conversation with Frank Oz to send a shout out to our friends at Magic Spoon. We're so glad. They've got all different flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted. There's new flavors. The working title is The YMCA Pool, and it's all about life and mortality. And because when I was a kid, I learned how to swim at the YMCA pool, and I hated it. I mean, I always just thought, I can't wait to never return.
And anything at all. It doesn't have to be profound or anything.
The tours were really good. They were really great. I love doing the tours.
Then measure 1 teaspoon of vanilla. You can do that. That's like it says what I said. You measure it out and pour over the mixture. And then with a fork, you blend everything in the bowl together. Just blend it all together there.
And they tell me that I've changed. Well, something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. Still be on my feet, I would still be on my feet. It grabs at the air, 'cause there's nothing there. The evasive stings, and now we're lonely.
For how it was.
Doesn't have to be completely accurate.
Okay, so no, that's not it. That's not how it was. Man, I don't remember. Okay. I'll just do the last 2. Oh! I got it!
Oh, okay. The lighting is so bad in here.
It was the most like that. It was like, why aren't you drinking, man? Come on.
Mate, I mean, he's my best friend, a guy called Fred, and we had a party once, and everyone fell asleep at about 2. Everyone was like,
and you know in Canada, Ed, they got some colder months. Oh, they do, eh? The product features comfortable.
I like basing a meal around a bottle of red. So if I've had an achievement of some sort of, there's lots of words that me and my friends use that actually mean everything. So when we were
Then you measure 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour and pour over the mixture in the bowl that you have already. Don't pour it on if you put the other stuff. If don't have done anything with the other stuff yet, just pour it in there. And measure 1 teaspoon baking powder and sprinkle over flour. Then you measure 1 teaspoon salt and sprinkle over flour and baking powder. And then you mix everything together with either a fork or with your hands if you want to. I've never done it with my hands. I've never actually made this before though. I just remember. And you put dough in the ice box to chill. Or at least 1 hour. For at least 1 hour. Behavior modification principles, and it made me realize I don't really like psychology. 80s pop is questionable. Pretty much all of it, except like the first album. Tug of War. McCartney 2 is an all-time classic to me. Like, it's one of his best projects to me. Like, I love that kind of thing like that. This was famous. They said it sounded like a rewrite of a Jerry Lee Lewis B-side. they laughed so hard, but that helped. They admired him further after that because they thought he was so funny. Yeah, but it was a serious song. Yeah.
Then I made a telephone call, and I was mean. So I apologized. I felt obscene. I felt obscene. I went to the bedroom and I fell asleep.
Then once you've done that, you roll it out into a 1/4 inch thick so it's 1/4 inch thick, and then cut with your favorite cookie cutter. If you don't have a cookie cutter, you could just try this. Use scissors or something. Unless that would be inappropriate. You could probably use maybe a knife. If you have a knife. If not, you can just bake it out as one big cookie. So you place on a prepared cookie sheet once you're done, lined with parchment paper or a baking mat. Bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 to 12 minutes. If you'd like, you can sprinkle colored sugar on the cookies before baking or decorate with frosting after cooled. And they're very good. They're what I remember. So that's good. I remember as a kid, I had these Spider-Man shoes, and they had Velcro on them instead of laces, and I remember like Velcro was just normal to me, to be a kid and have shoes that have Velcro, because it was just easier. And I still feel that way. I don't know, I like Velcro. I really like Velcro because recently I got these things to hang up pictures. It's like one side sticky and one side's Velcro, and so you have like the cloth side, and then you have the plastic hooks. So I put the cloth side on. Oh, it doesn't. I don't know if it matters, but I put one side on the wall and one side on the picture, and it's a good way to hang up pictures. 'Cause it's easy to take down, whatever. You never know. You never know. Very weird because I have the exposure really high. Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, that is weird.
I'm gonna turn it down.
I thought my leg was just gone from the picture.
I could get rid of it. I'm pretty sure I have Photoshop on here.
Really? I didn't know they had it for iPhone.
Yep.
turned down an appeal from a man scheduled to be executed August 1st for killing 6-year-old Casey Williamson in 2002. Johnny Johnson was convicted of first-degree murder. His lawyers say their client shouldn't be executed because his schizophrenia prevents him from understanding the link between his crime and the punishment.
Find small business called at ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
Welcome to First Amendment Friday on the Lars Larson Show. Today, Lars puts you in the driver's seat. You talk about what you want to talk about. Government is the problem. No topic is off limits.
We will make America great again.
Call 866-A-LARS. That's 866-A-LARS to speak your mind.
In Boise at 107.5 FM and 580 AM in Boise, Idaho. Glad to have you on board and glad to take your call.
Register a car, you are allowed to register that car for 10 years. After 10 years...
Good idea.
So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I really don't know clouds at all.
What's all that on there?
Chicken.
It's like brown.
Chicken.
Caramelized chicken. How easy is it to caramelize chicken?
It's pretty easy, I think.
Pretty far. 10-minute drive, half-hour walk. Archie McPhee closes at 6. One time, I think the worst hiking experience was when we had been hiking for many hours and I was tired, and we had to go off trail, and that meant going through a bunch of thick trees, pine needles, and so we're just going, and all of a sudden we have to walk through a bunch of thick pine needles with no room. We're just kind of I'm walking straight into trees, and I'm getting cuts all over my body. And that lasted about, probably there's 15 minutes of that, 20 minutes of that. Yep. That's it. I'm not from here. I don't know what to do.
What's appropriate? What am I allowed to do?
We're out in the town. We're out in Seattle. We got the CN Tower, Seattle National Tower. I will always strongly identify with the city I live in because city I live in currently, because it's my experiences in this city informed everything I have experienced since, so it's part of my brain development. I have a lot of unexplained feelings and things that kind of mix together in my brain. My first times ever hearing what a band is intertwined with driving in a car in certain parts of this city, and they exist together in the same space in my brain. Anytime I hear It's like just when, it's like when I've been somewhere else for an extended period of time and I come back here, it just feels unbelievably comfortable. Like I'm walking just in my house, but it's a whole city. And, I don't like to see the city as separate from me, or any place I'm in anyway, but it definitely just feels like home in like an extraordinary sense. That doesn't mean I always want to live here.
Don't fuck up a scale. This joke's all gonna go right here. So I wish I could play Little League now. I'd kick some fucking ass. I'd be way better than before. But back up now. Alright. That joke kicked off the CD right there. Kinda weak, man. I got an ant farm. Them fellas didn't grow shit.
My favorite part of the Joni Mitchell concert was hearing her play A Case of You, the guitar and hearing her voice and how it had developed over the years, but it still sounded beautiful. And she was playing and singing guitar at the same time. My favorite thing about the city of Seattle was seeing all the old buildings that had new businesses in them. It seemed very alive.